فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا ما بعد. I welcome all of you. We continue reading from the book of our noble Shaykh al-Allama Dr. Salih bin Fawzan al-Fawzan حفظه الله تعالى ومتعه بالصحة والعافية وغفر له ولوالديه وللمسلمين والمسلمات أمين. الملخص الفقهي كتاب النكاح باب في عقد النكاح وأركانه وشروطه. We continue in this chapter. Talks about the marriage contract, its pillars and its conditions. In the previous class, alhamdulillah, we learned the pillars. There was 3 pillars. Who can remind us of the first pillar of the marriage contract? Naam Luqman. I know that both the groom and the bride, which is the man and the woman, they're about to get married to each others. The man and the woman, they have to be suitable for marriage. They shouldn't have anything that prevent one of them not to get married. For example, Luqman, what are the things that make a valid contract not valid? Their relatives, cousins, what? Aina mahramiyya, like she's mahram to him. Somebody may not know. Somebody may want to marry this lady, but then somebody there, he knows, he's like, wait a minute, that's your sister. No, she's never seen her in my life. No, she's your sister. You don't know, but yes, it is, she is. Maybe the father was married somewhere before and keep it hidden. You see? And some people do that. Keep it hidden. Now somebody know, and like, hey, I gotta say what I gotta say. You can't marry. Now you can't be quiet. Or also by what? Rada'a. Somebody wanna marry a lady, and then his mother says, no son, you can't marry that one. Why? Just your sister. Yeah, I suckled her. I fed her. Her mother used to keep her with me when she was very, you see? So it's things like that. What is the second pillar? نعم. أحسنت. حصول الإيجاب. نعم. What is the إيجاب? محمد؟ أي نعم. وفهو. نعم محمد. Dobros. Kokasi. The ijab by who? Who represents her? The wali. Ainam, ahsant. The wali, the guardian of the woman, is the one who says, I accept to marry, this girl to you. And then which brings us to the third pillar. What is it? Al-Qabul. Al-Qabul, or Al-Qubul, which is now Naam. So now the groom will accept the bride. Okay? I know. Because the wali will say, Zawajtuka muwakkilati. I marry you so and so, daughter or whatever she is. Then the groom, which is now the one who's the man, he will say, I accept. Qabil too. Now. جزاكم الله خير. Now we're going to continue reading the conditions. قال وأما شروط صحة النكاح فهي 4. The Shaykh says, as for the conditions that make a marriage contract valid, the marriage valid, are 4. الشرط الأول, the first of these 4 conditions, تعيين كل من الزوجين. تعيين كل من الزوجين فلا يكفي أن يقول زوجتك بنتي إذا كان له عدة بنات أو يقول زوجتها ابنك وله عدة أبناء. ويحصل التعيين بالإشارة إلى المتزوج أو تسميته أو وصفه بما يتميز به. The first of this condition is the accurate specification of the two spouses. You want to make sure who's marrying who. Okay? They have to be known. Each of the two spouses must be accurately specified while referring to them. For example, it is insufficient for a bride's father, for example, to say to the groom as a legal spoken form, I marry you, my daughter, while he has many daughters. You see? He has many daughters. He has more than one. He has maybe 2, 3, 4, and he says, I'm marrying you, my daughter. So which one? He can send him anyone, because now the father, he may have in mind one, especially if they go by what? By customs. If they go by customs, what would that mean? The older, yes. Some people, the customs, the older one has to be married first, by custom. So he said, I'm marrying you, my daughter. The man, he was actually one other one. The man, he was interested in the middle one or the youngest one. But now they're going to send him who? The oldest. That's why this is very important to be specified. Likewise, similarly, he cannot say to the groom's father, I marry my daughter to your son. All right? To your son. Which son? Especially if that man has more than one son. So accordingly, the spouse referred to must be accurately specified, either by pointing at him or her, referring to him or her by mentioning them by name, or mentioning a certain quality that distinguishes them. Okay? So by name, it says, زوجتك موكلتي فلانة. That's why that's what they say. Here I marry my daughter, for example, Zainab, or Khadija, or Amina, or Juwayriya, طيب, to your son, Abdullah, or Ibrahim, or Nuh, or Musa, or Isa. Especially if the person has more than one son, and the other one, the guardian, has more than one daughter. Okay? No. الشرط الثاني, the second condition, رضا كل من الزوجين بالآخر. The second condition, that there must be mutual consent between the two spouses. Meaning, يقول الشيخ فلا يصح النكاح إن أكره أحدهما عليه يرحمك الله لحديث أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه لا تنكح الأيم حتى تستأمر ولا البكر حتى تستأذن متفق عليه إلا الصغير يستثنى الصغير منهما الذي لم يبلغ والمعتوه فلوليه أن يزوجه بغير إذنه. So there must be mutual consent between the two spouses, both of them, the man and the woman. They're willing to continue in that marriage. Okay, marriage is not deemed valid if any of the two is forced to accept it. Now you find some people, they have that arranged marriage. There's a father meet another man, two men, they met. Okay, listen, man, your daughter is for my son. Doesn't matter what. That's it. And that's it. The boy doesn't know anything about the marriage. The girl doesn't know anything about the marriage. They have nothing to say. No, this is not how it is in our beautiful religion of Islam. The Prophet ﷺ said in this hadith that is agreed upon by Imam al-Bukhari, Imam Muslim, on the authority of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, لا تنكح الأيم حتى تستأمر ولا البكر حتى تستأذن. Al-Ayyim is the previously married woman. A woman that was already married and she's not married anymore. Whether her husband died and her iddah came to an end, or she was divorced. Okay? Or she was divorced and of course her iddah came to an end. So a previously married woman should not be given in marriage except after consulting her. And a virgin should not be given in marriage except after her permission. After her permission. I know. The Shaykh said this applied except for the minor who has not reached maturity, or the insane. Someone who is insane, as the legal guardian can marry any of them without their permission. No. الشرط الثالث, the third condition, أن يعقد على المرأة وليها لقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا نكاح إلا بولي فلو زوجت المرأة نفسها بدون وليها فنكاحها باطل لأن ذلك ذريعة إلى الزنا ولأن المرأة قاصرة النظر عن اختيار الأصلح لها والله تعالى خاطب الأولياء بالنكاح فقال تعالى وأنكحوا الأيام منكم سورة النور وقال تعالى فلا تعضلوهن سورة البقرة وغير ذلك من الآيات. This third condition is related to the permission granted by the wali, the guardian of the woman. A woman is to be given in marriage by the permission of her legal guardian. Okay? He has to accept. And this is due to the narration in which the Prophet ﷺ said, no marriage is valid without the permission of a guardian. Marriage is not valid without the permission of the guardian. So consequently, if a woman gives herself in marriage without a legal guardian, her marriage is regarded as invalid. In Islam, not just a woman just go ahead and marry herself, like in other people do, ignorant people do. Just a woman meet a man and before you know they married. Just like that. They stand in front of the judge and, okay, you marry him? Yes. He marry you? Yes. All right. You married, I proclaim you, whatever he says. No, in Islam, the guardian has to give permission. It's not like how it's done outside Islam. Therefore, by the power given to him by the state on this third of Thursday of the month, no, doesn't work like that. Okay. So the Shaykh says, if a woman gives herself in marriage without a legal guardian, her marriage is regarded as invalid. As such an act is means leading to unlawful sexual intercourse. This is because a woman is considered partially unable to choose her best suited husband. Okay? That's why the role of the guardian, because he has to choose for her the right person for marriage, okay? Because it's not permissible for the woman to get in contact with the men. Okay, it's not like the ignorant Muslims who they don't know their religion because they fall into this evil because they got it from the non-Muslims, that they have to date first for a couple months to check him out and see who is he and to see what. Muslims, they abide by the rules of Allah. شرع الله هو الأفضل هو الحق. What Allah has legislated is the truth, and that's the only thing that is going to bring the good if the people apply it. So there is guidelines in Islam. The guardian has a great responsibility on his shoulder. He has to choose for the woman that he's in charge of her affairs and responsible of her. As the Shaykh is going to tell us shortly, inshallah, who is this wali, who is this guardian. Not anybody can be a guardian. Okay? Then he has a great responsibility on his shoulder to choose for her according to the guidelines of Islam. He has to choose for her the religious person who fears Allah upon taqwa and has good manners, has good akhlaq, as the Prophet ﷺ advised the guardians to do. He says, and this is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, exalted be He, addresses legal guardians of women in marriage, saying, and marry the unmarried among you. Allah was addressing the guardians. Marry those, it's upon the guardians to choose for their, what do you call them? Their what? Wards, right? Their wards. That's what it is. The woman that is in charge of her affairs. What is a ward? She's what? To the guardian. He is her guardian and she is to him what? A ward. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I thought. Come on, guys. It's like English is my foreign language. So correct me. You didn't know Abdul Majid? W-A-R-D. Ward. Ward, yes. That's no, they don't use it here in South. Excuse me. You don't have to move, mashallah. You can talk from over there. Huh? Alright, tell me. If you are the guardian of a woman, what is she to you? We're looking for that word. Look, I'll give you an example. A father has a what? A daughter, right? She's a daughter to him. So a wali, a guardian, that woman, she's what to him? Not a ward? W-A-R-D? Yeah. Did you pass elementary school? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You find it, Abdullah? What is it? What is it? Allahu Akbar. But I'm not teaching English, right? So I'm not going to teach English, okay? Take notes, brother. Alright, where we at now? Hey, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressed the guardians. And also, that's in Surah An-Nur, ayat 32, and in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 232, do not prevent them from remarrying. So Allah, He was addressing the guardians. I know. And other ayats like this. وَوَلِيُّ الْمَرْأَ مَنْ هُوَ? Now who is the guardian, the legal guardian of the woman? Who is he? Okay? هو أبوها ثم وصيه فيها ثم جدها لأب وإن علا يعني جد الجد ثم ابنها ثم بنوه وإن نزلوا ثم أخوها لأبوين أي من الأب والأم ثم أخوها لأب ثم بنوهما ثم عمها لأبوين. You with me, Anas? ثم عمها لأب. أحسنت. ثم بنوهما ثم أقرب عصبتها نسبا كالإرث ثم المعتق ثم الحاكم. You got it? All right, say it again to me. Not like that. That's right. Jazakallah khair, Anas. Barakallah fiik. All right. Inshallah. So what we say now? Who's the wali of the woman? Ahsan, the Abu. Allahu Akbar. Not the any Abu. The legal guardian of a woman is assigned according to this order, her father. Of course, this is Muslim and the like, practicing the religion. So we're not going to get into the details, okay? So the father, he's a Muslim, he's the guardian. Nobody can step on his toes like we say. He is number one in the list. Likewise, the one authorized by the father to be her guardian. The father first, but the father can assign somebody, maybe his son, his brother, maybe the uncle of the girl, and the like. Her parental grandfather, not maternal, paternal. Her paternal grandfather, because now we have two grandpas, right? From the side of the father and the side of the mother. Sometimes they call them different names. We're not going to get into that. But they are grandfathers. But the paternal, not the maternal. Because the guardianship stays in the father's side, the lineage of the father, not to the mother. So pay attention to that. He said, then the paternal grandfather or one of his paternal male ascendants. If sometimes you may have like a great-great-grandfather. That's true, that he can be, okay? Sometimes they have like the father is alive, his father, which is now is the grandfather of who? Of the bride. Then his father, which is the grandfather of her father, is still alive. So that's two is considered, okay? Her son or one of his paternal male descendants. Her son. Yeah. A woman, she has a son. Now, her full brother. What do you mean with full brother? Now, from the same father and mother. Full brother. Her paternal brother, like they say, half brother, but from the father's side, not the mother's side. A son of her full or paternal brothers. Her, what is to her? They are her what? Nephews. Meaning the son of her full brothers or the son of her paternal brothers, half brothers from her father's side. Those are meaning her nephews from her father's side, like her brothers that are from her father's side. Okay? Her father's full brother. Meaning what? Uncle. Aina. Her father's paternal brother, not maternal brother. Meaning now, because in Arabic you have, in English you have uncle. Do you know which one we're talking about? You have to say maternal uncle or paternal uncle. In Arabic now, alhamdulillah, is clear. You say khal or am. If they say ammuha, I'm saying we know who he is. If you say ammuha, who are you referring to? What uncle in English? Huh? The paternal one. If you say khaluha, meaning her maternal. Khal is from the mother's side, okay? The khal is your mother's brother. That's your khal. So you say khali. If you hear me say khali, now you know who came. That's my mother's brother. You know that I have two uncles in English, two uncles, but I have uncles from my father's side and from my mother's side. So if I said to you in English, my uncle came in, you have to say, which one? Did I tell you this one? No. But if I said to you in Arabic, I said khali, you know that I'm not talking about my paternal uncle. I'm talking about my maternal uncle, okay? Where's the last one we mentioned? We mentioned two after that. Huh? Her father's paternal brother. Now, a son of her father's full or paternal brother. You see, the son of her father's full or paternal brother. You see? What that make him to her? Huh? A son of her here meaning the bride. A son of her father's full or paternal brother. Hey, Ibn Ammaha, their paternal cousins. I know. The closest is Agnate. Huh? Agnate. Agnate. You know what that means, agnate? That's not English. The closest agnate relative, meaning here, it means the ones that are the closest. Like after this, then the one that's still close to her, okay? From the maternal side and the like, okay? Huh? أقرب عصبتها نسبا. No, from the father side. No. Like, no, they're going to explain that actually. This agnate, like those who can inherit, okay? Like those who can inherit. And the
father's side is maternal.
No, paternal. Paternal, yeah, paternal. Like parents. Like father is paternal. Mother is maternal. I know. Paternal is from the father side. And maternal is from the mother side. All right. So as you see here, is about the side of the father. The father, if he's not, is the grandfather from his side, not her mother grandfather side. Like his brothers, not her mother's brothers. Her uncles, which is like we're talking about from the father's side. You see? Alhamdulillah. Now. Yes. I know. No, this is general. Very general. Now, because it's in this order. If nobody of this is relevant or existent, then they go for those who can inherit. And that included the maternal side now. I know. And then her emancipator. And then at the end came the ruler. Because the Prophet ﷺ, he says that the ruler is the wali for the woman that have no wali. If a woman, she had none of this existent, nobody to represent her, nobody, then the ruler. And the ulama, we asked them, they said to them, what is in the case when a woman, especially this happened a lot in the West, she became Muslim by herself in the family. Nobody from her family is a Muslim. So, and she lives in a non-Muslim country. So the ruler is not a Muslim. The judges are non-Muslims. So in her case, what would be to do? What is the proper thing to do? He says the person in charge of the Islamic center or the masjid in the area that she attend become her guardian. Become her guardian. Okay? And so therefore, it's not like some people do. They just like, a man meet with a woman in Walmart and he's like, oh, listen, are you married? No. You want to marry? Well, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Talking about, it's not like a sample of biryani chicken or something. Just give it a try. Talking about, give it a try, and that's it. What happened after that, Abdul Qayyum? He called somebody. Hello, listen, can you, where you at? Oh, yeah, you're only like a couple minutes from here. Can you come to Walmart quick? Yeah. What for? Just come, I'll let you know. He comes. All right, here's your guardian. Yeah, this has been happening. On the sidewalks, in the Walgreens, and yes, it's happened, and then they married. Yeah, okay, look at me like that. Because I did have that look too. First time I heard that. But unfortunately, it happened. I know. Because me personally, I ask people, later on they call me and I'm like, where did you get married? I can't even tell. It was, I'm like, the name of the masjid. I was in a masjid. What was it? A house? It was in a house. Okay, it's not a masjid, not a house. It was in an apartment? Oh, no, it's not like that. Like it was in a commercial building. Huh? Yeah. It was in a corner, like we were just this. SubhanAllah, people don't know. Some men take advantage of the women who don't know, wal-iyadu billah. And of course, we're responsible for our actions. Some man, they hear our sister just took shahada, she don't know nothing, they're going to look, no, it's okay to do it this way, trust me. Trust you. That's why we tell the women, don't trust anybody. If you became Muslim, try we ask Allah to guide the women to the sunnah and to make it easy for them to come to the masjid who's upon the sunnah and talk to the imam or whoever is in charge of those affairs, so that they can, alhamdulillah, tell her what she needs to do. Alhamdulillah, find some women to teach her the tahara, the salat. A man cannot teach a woman nothing. A woman just takes shahada and then is like 5 brothers waiting outside. Who took shahada? You. We teach you some deen. Yeah, teach her nothing, brother. You're talking about teach her some deen. 2 hours later, now he's looking for a wali and a guardian and you want to get married. That's the first thing you want to teach her. How to find the wrong wali. La ya akhi. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to participate in this, ya ikhwan. If you heard, or tell your wives, tell your daughters to pay attention. If any sister come to the masjid and took shahada, or sometimes women, they go to the mall and they see Muslims and they take shahada in that store, alhamdulillah, store of a Muslim store. They go to the sister and tell her, listen, we want to be Muslim, what we can do. She give her shahada. We tell them, teach them the basics. Tell them, look, now you're a Muslim. You don't take the deen from anybody. And you got to take it from its proper sources, from Quran, from the sound sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, because this is the religion of Allah. It's not for anybody to just voice their opinions. There are ignorant people out there. There are people who don't know what the religion is. We don't want you to go on the wrong side, okay? To be on the wrong path. So here is a masjid. Where do you live? Here. Please go to this masjid. They are upon the sunnah. Ask for the imam. And then the imam, when the woman, she comes, alhamdulillah, he's going to already talk to some sisters, maybe his wife or somebody he know, another brother's wife, alhamdulillah, and then they be available. We connect her with the women. They're going to talk to her. They're going to be there for her. They're going to, alhamdulillah, teach her how to make wudu and tahara and salat and how to dress, how to put a khimar on. A man's going to teach a woman how to put a khimar on. A'udhu billah. It's not right. No. It's the women going to do that. And also they will teach her that, look, be patient. Don't rush into marriage, okay? You need to learn your religion, alhamdulillah. You need to learn about your Lord, your rights. Because you have rights in Islam as a spouse. You had the man you're going to marry, he has rights, so you need to know them. So you don't, if you fulfill his rights and he fulfill yours and do it in according to what Allah legislates, you're going to have good marriage, inshallah. You're going to be happy. Not women, they just get married and somebody take advantage of them. Billah. Some women, subhanAllah, tell you stories, Allah musta'an, because somebody take advantage of them. Now their life is not in order. Some of them, they even leave Islam after a couple of months. It's like, this is Islam? Subhanallah, how is Islam is this? Taking advantage of them. And that's Allah, salam al-afiyah. Naam. So the ulama, they mentioned that, from the Shaykh Ubaid, Hafidh al-Jabiri and others, that the woman that she doesn't have no guardian, and this doesn't mean that a woman that have a Muslim father, because some women, they think that this apply on them. Women, they come from another country to America to study, which that's another subject itself. For her coming from a Muslim country to a non-Muslim country with no mahram to study, that's another topic to itself. Okay? But that woman, she thinks like just because her father, who's in that other country, I'm not even going to mention no country, okay? She thinks like here she can just go and anybody can marry her. And la, her father's still alive, especially in our times, phone calls, emails, there is a lot of ways. Right now. But sometimes women, they go to masajid of Ahlul Bidah, Sofiya, Hizbis, Ikhwanis, they don't care about the Sunnah. They don't care. They just like marry the women and the father still, the parents in, I don't know where, in another state, they don't even know what happened. Why he get married? Well, the Imam of the masjid did the marriage. He has no business. Ay naam, Allah al-Musta'an. Allah al-Musta'an. May Allah protect the women from these traps. Ay naam, ya akhi. الشرط الرابع الشهادة على عقد النكاح لحديث جابر مرفوعا لا نكاح إلا بولي وشاهدي عدل فلا يصح إلا بشاهدين عدلين. The fourth condition, the Shaykh, he mentioned Shaykh Fawzan, the presence of two witnesses. The presence of two witnesses. He says the marriage contract must be witnessed due to the hadith narrated by Jabir radiallahu anh, which states that the Prophet ﷺ said, no marriage is valid without the permission of the guardian and in presence of two just witnesses. Not any witness, but they have to be just, like adl, meaning they practice the religion, they have nothing that blemish their character and the like. So he says, so therefore, Shaykh Fawzan says, marriage is not deemed valid except with the presence of two just witnesses. قال الإمام الترمذي رحمه الله العمل على هذا عند أهل العلم من أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ومن بعدهم من التابعين وغيرهم قالوا لا نكاح إلا بالشهود ولم يختلف في ذلك من مضى منهم إلا قوما من المتأخرين من أهل العلم. And he mentioned the statement of Imam al-Tirmidhi rahimahullah, who said this condition, which is that the marriage has to be witnessed, this condition has been followed by the men of religious knowledge among the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, their followers, meaning the tabi'een, who came after them, and others. They maintained that no marriage is valid without the presence of witnesses. No one among them disagreed in this regard except some of the late scholars. Some of the late scholars, they have a different opinion. However, he says the first scholars of Islam, the companions and those who followed them, they didn't disagree on this matter. Wallahu a'lam. So what are the four conditions? Can you remind us? Number one? Na'am. Four conditions from the conditions of make the marriage valid. Na'am. Ahsant. Specify the name of who? Specify the spouses. Both of them. Whether by name or pointing that one right there. Or something else. What is it? Or a specific description. Specific. He knows he has 3 sons. One of them still studying. One is a doctor, and one is what? Tall. The doctor may be tall too. One taller than the other. Okay, one is tall. So what he say? He says what? The doctor. So there's only one doctor. He has only one doctor. He says, "Oh yeah, marrying my daughter to the doctor." Okay, no. If he has what? If he has more than one son. If he has only one son and they know that, that's no problem. He has one son. The same thing applies on what? On the girl too. If a man has more than one daughter, he don't just say, "I'm marrying you, my daughter." And the man say, "I accept." But he has 5 of them. Now which one? Huh? Which one now? The father can send him anyone, right or wrong? Yes, he can. If he said, "I'm marrying you, my daughter," the man said, "Which one?" He don't say. So he can send him one. He's like, not this one. He said, "You didn't say." That's why he specify. He specify. He says, "My youngest," or the name. And he has to mention that you have Fatima. You have only one Fatima? Well, no, I have another Fatima. You have another Fatima. What are you doing here? Which one? Yes, some of them they mention they name 2. 2 girls, 2 Fatimas, 2 Fatimas. You know how? How? Sometimes it goes to customs. Yes. Because her father, his mother was Fatima. And he's going to name She died. They do that. I'm going to name after my mother, Fatima. 7 years later, Allah gave them another girl. But before that, the year before that, her mother's mother died. And her name was what? Fatima. She's like, I want to name after my mother too. And she be Fatima. I know some family, they have 2 names for 2 children in the same house. Hey, in the Arab country, they do that. Muhammad, subhanAllah, they do this. Muhammad, you find one family have like 3 Muhammad. Allahu Akbar. They love the Prophet ﷺ. They mention, they name their children. Allahu Akbar. Alayyin. What is the second condition? Acceptance. Ahsant. Acceptance. Acceptance is from the pillars. Was it acceptance? Explain. I think maybe you're giving the right answer, but just different ways. Hey, now, yeah. That the woman she should be pleased and accept to get married. Okay, should not be forced. Okay, they shouldn't be forced into that marriage. Okay, no. But this doesn't mean also that the woman she does whatever she want to do. No, she has to take in consideration the choice of the guardians. But the guardian also they should fear Allah and follow what is legislated. They do not like a man with another man. They make the marriage like a business contract. He's like he was trying to borrow something from him or get in a business with him for years. He says the only way if my boy marry your daughter. And then he's like, no problem. But you leave that for me, right? The store in the downtown, that's for me. All right? Sign paper right now. What about the marriage? No, don't worry, I got you. You got it. Playing games. They do that. They look for their interest. They don't look at the interest of the girl. نسأل الله السلامة والعافية. نعم. Number 3. Al-Wali. Huh? Witnesses? 3. Number 3. كيف تقول 3؟ بلغة الإيكاسو إيكالي إيكاتا. هذا هو إيكاتا. الثالث. ما هو الثالث؟ أن يعقد على المرأة وليها. أي نعم. That the permission of the bride's guardian. أي نعم. He's the one who actually conduct the marriage. If he doesn't give permission, doesn't matter what the woman do or don't, that marriage is not valid. Okay? Now, and number 4, witnesses. I know. 2 witnesses, the Shaykh, he mentioned. And by this we come to an end to this chapter. Inshallah ta'ala we'll deal with the next chapter next Monday. هذا وصلى الله وسلم على محمد وعلى آله صحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا.